You showed up here because you wanted to learn about Battletech Blades of Honor Season 1, Episode 9. You didn't come here for whip facts, which is why we're not going to share any.
Inside jokes are the best jokes, and everybody knows it.
That sounds like something I'd say.
I know.
Can I say, I recently listened to the episode of Dungeon Days that starts off like Dukes of Hazzard style with the banjo music. I wish we could start every show like that now.
Yeah. At it again.
If they do a really good job of doing good cold opens. Some of them are better than others. The Metal Gear Solid cold open in Season 2 is the peak. It is the actual... It's so good. All right.
Their songs never fail to impress.
Well, I have to assume so much of that is Freddie, though. Like, Freddie is lifting the whole cast up with his music skills. The Payton's Goodbye song, though, is classic. Classic. We are making some slight rule changes. Rad pointed out to me that hitting an 11 in Starts Without Numbers is very difficult. And so the economic circumstances that we're going to do at the end of the year instead will be trying to hit a 9.
I think it worked out with the 11 rule that unless I got double boxcars, my mech would degrade every single year until it finally fell apart.
I am trying to set it closer to something like slightly better than 50% chance that you will at least reach a normal lifestyle. Because at some point, you guys will have enough assets and enough skills and enough stat increases that this will be very easy and you'll improve continuously, which is exactly how wealth snowballing works. It's getting that kickstart that's the problem, but hitting an 11 is much more difficult because in Deck Warrior Destiny or whatever, you could get a +4 bonus quite easily, which would mean you would only need to hit a 7, which is 50% on average. So,
and see, when I made that observation and asked that question, is I was reading in your player rules, it's like you start at a -1 and then add these things, but I didn't know what our value was on all those things, right? Like you're like, oh, and you have 2 assets, and you had, like when you explained it to me, there was more stuff added to it than I thought. But so I wasn't trying to be a whiny bitch about it. I was just trying to understand, like, is it designed to fail?
Nothing you asked tonight was a whiny bitch. It is good that you made several of the observations that you did, because it does need to be changed. And you may be the middle children, but the older children decided to keep skipping going to the Kerensky Ball this year. So you guys are actually the first ones to encounter this new system of economic circumstances. So you're my little guinea pigs that get to test this.
Can I say, I just started Tabletop Simulator, and I got a Meta 3 this week, and it decided to go to the Meta 3 by default.
Meta 3 camera, yeah, okay. I decided I was going to try to solve my USB power problems once and for all, and I unhooked my VR headset, and I haven't had a fucking problem since then, so I'm guessing that running the Vive plugged in for months on end has finally caused that problem to solve itself. I should note, by the way, if you look over, it's reversed, so it's this way. I did it right. If you look over past Rad's face, nope, it's the wrong way, Rad. If you look over there, you can see Rad's new clan banners for our various clans.
Oh man, now I'm gonna have to watch the VOD and scrutinize the sizing and the scale that you put it in.
That's true.
I can't see it, obviously.
You will have to.
I'm you gotta start somewhere.
Certain you will. Absolutely certain you will. And that's fine.
Believe it.
This is your thing to direct for sure.
This is the nature of our relationship.
And then on Tabletop Simulator, we also have clan banners. Not for any particular reason. It's not like we'll need them tonight for some. I'm showing them to the audience, and you just flip it over right in front of me. Can you save the shenanigans for like 20 seconds? All right, there you go. There you go with these beautiful banners. They look great in this. They actually look better than I expected they would in Tabletop Simulator. I didn't think they'd look bad, but I didn't think they'd look this good. It
You've done
almost
good.
seems natural. Yeah, you did good, Rad.
I was going to say, you did good, Tabletop Simulator.
Arthur did good making them work so well, like putting in the transparency and everything. So
I didn't put any transparency against all Rad.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, they do look pretty nice. Okay.
Yeah, I think they look good. You
They
did a great
do
job.
really well as a token, actually. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, good, because we're definitely not going to need them tonight, audience. I don't know how to wink, so I also made a noise when I winked, just so you know I was winking.
A wink.
I literally
Yeah.
can see you doing this right in front of me.
I'm doing it. I was going to make the map bigger and the banners smaller, and we could put them where each of our little houses are.
Oh, okay, all right.
But the map started shifting other things around when I started making it bigger. So I stopped.
Because it's forcing everything out of the way. We're going to roll for end of the year economic circumstances. So there are 2 rolls you get to make just to roll this out. You get to choose any 2 skills. You can't use the same one twice. You have bureaucracy, business, stewardship, and criminal, but that will only work for House Genji because they have Yakuza ties. I think if you get married, House Arnsson, you will also be able to access criminal, assuming that you ever pick up that skill.
Gotcha.
The first time we roll...
Can you say those skills one more time?
Bureaucracy, business, stewardship, and criminal.
Okay.
They are in our beta rules as well, so I will relink that document for you.
I've got it.
I don't have any of those skills on my list of skills. I guess that means I don't have any of them.
You almost certainly have criminal. Culture criminal?
That's the only one I have, yes. I don't have business or stewardship or
bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy.
Well, that's going to be a rough end of the year for you. Fortunately, you're an expert, so you get to re-roll, right?
Yes.
It's a good time to re-roll. It's a good time to buy into that.
Once per hour, and there are many hours in the year.
It's real life hours. And
so re-roll, and then tell a really long story.
No,
so that I can re-roll again for the second one.
If only you had a story about Chipotle, you could embellish on to make.
I know. Listen,
you just give me the signal. I'll ask you to retell that Chipotle story.
There has been an explosion in the grizzly bear population in the greater Houston area, and came into play this evening in a big way.
Chipotle?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We will roll general events versus stewardship, although not stewardship the skill. I may need to rename that. The first roll will be adding your land and assets to it, -1. So you have a land, that's where you live, and you have an asset. That's your mech tech. So you have 2. -1 is 1. So you get an automatic +1 bonus. James, House Kyeda was raided this year, so you have a -1, so those will cancel out to a 0. Mm-hmm. You need to hit a 9 on this roll. If you add the bonus to the dice number, so if you can hit a 12 or higher on the dice, that counts as a critical success. So if your bonuses would modify your dice to be a 12 or higher, critical success.
I assume the same goes for if it modifies it to 2 or lower?
Correct. You will have a critical failure. I think it would be very difficult for that to happen, but not impossible. Given that some people...
I'll be at -1 this year because if I've got 0 base and I have none of those skills, then I'm rolling at -1.
Oh boy. So the second roll works the same way, but you don't get any bonuses and there's no penalties either. It's just a flat roll for essentially random luck of what happens during the year. The first one is how well you take care of your estate, and the second one is how general events screw you over based on whatever skill you want to roll. So grab yourself a pair of dice.
So the next question I have is if Henya is moving in, could she be of any use here?
She's moving in so late at the end of the year that it will not make a difference for you. Okay. In the future, it almost certainly will. If you marry her, she'll count as an asset.
Yeah.
If you marry that girl, marry her anyway.
All right, rolling.
You guys roll when you're ready, and then you tell me what you got. Oh, that looks like a 12 to me, James.
Yeah, but
That looks like a 12.
But -1.
That's so unfortunate. But listen, success is definitely better than failure, for sure.
Incredible. I think there's some hacks going on here.
Oh.
I mean, his dice are jingling in the air, so.
Oh,
But if you
it's
mouse
resting
over it,
perfectly on an edge in my screen.
if you mouse over it, it still says.
Yeah, if you
it does,
select
it
them
says
together,
6.
it says
Yeah.
total 12. I
Yeah.
agree. I'm gonna say it's a 12. There definitely is some bullshit there, though. Anyone else get a dice roll plus skills for me?
All right, so for me,
6 is sitting on the table here.
I got, I already rolled. Those are my 2 6s.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
So I'm adding criminal,
Yep, culture criminal.
which is a 0 for me, but better
Okay.
than a -1.
And
And then do I also add the stat that's associated
You do.
with it?
you'll
Which
be
would be
adding your
what?
intelligence.
So +1. Okay.
Okay. So you have a
So
plus one, and then you have
And
a
then
plus
plus-
1 asset.
And then +1 asset. So +2 to
Plus
whatever I
2.
get, right?
So
All
on a
right.
10 plus roll, you will achieve a critical success. Nope. No.
Okay, so we'll be using our reroll here.
Okay. He just immediately rerolls. Right off the table bat. That's
Better.
a 10.
Better.
So
Do it.
that's a critical.
Critical success. Thank you, expert class.
All right, Andrew.
All right, so I'm rolling. Hold on, let me pull my sheet up. It's either business or steward, right?
Yep.
Okay. Both of those are at level 1, so that's a +0.
Okay.
And
And then
none of the,
intelligence.
none of the stats have a
Okay.
positive modifier.
Asset of plus 1.
So asset will add a +1. So this will be at a +1.
Okay. Okay.
Is a 9.
That's a 9.
In total.
That's a pass. All passes. Okay, now you roll the dice flat, no bonuses at all, no penalties, and you want to hit a 9
A different skill.
on a different skill, yes.
So the last one I do is business. So this would
Oh, I
be
got a 10. Oh, but 9 with after my -1.
That's still 2 successes for you, which
Yeah.
I heartily congratulate you for.
that's a 10
And then
with steward, which is a plus. It's a steward is a 1, so it's a +0.
okay, so good enough.
So this will be, I have like a -1 in stewardship, say, for example, if that's what I want to do. But I have a +1 with my intelligence. Do I
Yep,
add my
they will
intelligence as
cancel.
well? So they cancel each other out,
Yep.
0.
You
And
just
so it's
gotta
just
hit a
flat
9.
roll.
Yep.
Okay. And it's been approximately an hour since the last
No.
time I did a reroll. So
Absolutely not.
damn it.
It's an 8.
Is that a fail?
It is a failure.
It's a
for
failure, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But don't worry. You're gonna
No,
come out.
my
pretty rough
critical
on this.
success should still put me in okay.
Correct. You have a critical success and a failure, so you come out rich.
Sick.
Let's see here. James has a success. So you
Rich.
also come out rich. And Andrew, you have a success, so you also come out rich.
Mhm.
So all of your battle mechs are maintained. I almost certainly should change this because Alpha Strike doesn't do equipment degradation. So no one gains any assets, allies, family members, or anything like that land. But you live it up. It's a good time for you.
You don't gain an asset when you're rich?
No.
I've been lied to my
You
whole
have
life.
to you have to be superlative in order to gain an asset.
Mm-mm.
As a noble, as a samurai, being rich just means that your equipment isn't shit.
I thought that would be like regular. That would be the minimum standard in my opinion.
Look, when you're young, you have rough times, and then as you get better at managing your financial assets,
Sure.
you either get buried in them or eventually you get generational wealth.
So achieving being rich just means you're maintaining the status quo.
This is Battletech rich, though. So, in Battletech rich, a mech warrior gets paid something like $12,000 a year.
because it was written from the 1980s.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
They're all right. Here's the other way to look at it. They get paid the same amount as a doctor would. So, rich.
But you could take that $12,000 and you could spend it on 12,000 pages of text being sent via Comstar.
12,000 pages.
That's what one CBIL is the price it costs to send 1 page of text 1 light year via.
I think it's 1
Comstar.
kilobyte of text.
Oh, 1 kilobyte of text. Right,
yeah,
sorry.
I think it's based on kilobytes.
You're gonna send 12,000 letters to say we're trying to reach you about your mech's extended warranty.
Yeah, but you only need one person to get back to you on that to be successful. You know what I mean? That's a wide area fishing net. So
I only need one person to believe that I'm a Nigerian prince.
technically, this has ended the let's call it fiscal year 3045, but we are on Planetary Chairman's Day Eve. Now, don't get me wrong. Planetary Chairman's Day Eve does occur on a very specific date. It's December 24th. It is not a religious holiday. That would be where you're wrong. Not a religious holiday. It is the day before you get a 1-day vacation for everyone in all walks of life, as given to you by the planetary chairman of the planet that you live on, as a reward for your year's worth of service, slightly less than 1 week before the year ends. There's no religious connotation added to it. Saint Nicholas does exist. He is not a Christian saint. He is the incarnation of the coordinator, aka the dragon. He is simply one of many forms that the coordinator takes through his spiritual mastery. Wow, Neobuzzard's in some form of maybe smiling, but also not smiling. So now
Sorry,
that I've
lost in thought.
Planetary Chairman's Day, just to be very clear, is a holiday, non-religious. You cannot celebrate religiousness in any way, shape, or form. Ultra-capitalist society. But there are some traditional holiday traditions, and Siegfried, you receive a communication, like a phone call from Lord Sung Cho.
I think the foe arrives as I'm inflating my giant inflatable coordinator for my front lawn and blasting.
He's covered in Christmas lights as well.
Wait, what's the name of the holiday again?
Planetary Chairman's Day.
Planetary Chairman's
Day. I'm blasting fake snow all over the front yard.
You don't need fake snow. There's you live in a tropical zone.
Tropics,
actually, yeah, you do need fake snow for sure.
Amazing.
It's cool runnings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I might have missed it. So this
receives me.
This is a Christmas equivalent, or it's like an Easter equivalent?
No, it's Christmas. December 25th.
Oh, okay, it's just straight up Christmas.
But this is Planetary Chairman's Day Eve, the 24th, which is not a holiday. Everyone just gets excited. To be clear, gifts are put out exactly at midnight by the Planetary Chairman for good boys and girls to prepare them educationally for becoming better workers in society.
Mm-hmm.
I got the display out front. That's a dropship being pulled by the coordinator's 12 dragon mechs.
By dragons, beautiful.
The front dragon mech has a red nose.
Right.
I found something here that would actually amuse you, Rad. Since we're talking about the value of the Sea Bill before, apparently somebody's worked out to send a 24-minute episode of Bluey, the children's show, from Luthien in the Draconis Combine to New Avalon in the Federated Suns would cost the equivalent of $1.325 million in today's standard. Sea bills.
Money well spent.
What's so amazing about that is that during the FedCom Civil War, they get to the point where they're like, let's have full face-to-face video conversations on opposite sides of the inner sphere regularly. And if you were like, yeah, a 20-minute conversation costs $1 million, I would be like, guys, this could have been an email.
All right. So sorry to continue to sidetrack us with not Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
More.
You
Okay.
get a phone
I
call.
receive a phone call.
Lord Sung Cho is on the phone line with you, and he says, "Ah, Lord Arnsson, I trust that you find yourself well this Planetary Chairman's Day Eve."
Sung Cho is our governor, right? The guy the Lord we serve, right?
No, that's Baron Koji Nosaki. This is his right-hand man. It's the guy who interrogated you after the planetary raid.
Right. Asked me to watch his kid or whatever, or teach his kid something.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Yes, sir. I hope today finds you well as well.
I was going to attend a ceremonial sword exhibition at the Kyeda estate tonight at midnight as part of the regular festivities. It would be wise of you to arrive with your sword promptly at 10 p.m. as an invitation.
Yes, sir. I will be there. I look forward to it.
Okay. He hangs up the phone. Moments later, Akari, you get a phone call from Lord Sung Cho.
I send it to voicemail.
Okay. You get the
No, I'm just kidding. I answered.
Okay. Lady Genji, I trust things are well with you on this Planetary Chairman's Day Eve.
Of course. Why would I be anything other than fantastic on this evening? How are you?
I'm well. I was going to attend a sword exhibition at the Kyeda estate tonight at midnight as part of the traditional holiday. It would be wise of you to arrive with a sword at 10 p.m. This is an invitation.
Oh, it's of course. I'd be honored.
I would be honored. I think we will all be honored tonight. And he hangs up promptly.
You get some honor, and you get some
I immediately call Hiro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, good evening on this auspicious of days. What I just got a call about a sword demonstration at your residence at midnight tonight. Are you tracking that?
This is the first you've heard about it.
Okay. That's the first I didn't send any invitation. I've not organized any demonstration.
Okay. Well, what was his name? Lord
Sung Cho.
Sun Cho just called me and told me that I would be wise to attend sword in hand. So just a heads up, you might be hearing something from him, or if you don't, I think being on guard might be worth its time and effort.
All right. Thank you. My first thought is it's some sort of warning, but we'll see. I'll see.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
If I don't get a call, then at least I know that's what the intent is.
If you're amenable to it, I might arrive early and see if we can't suss out a little bit more about what's going on.
You're most welcome.
Certainly. I'll contact Lord Arnsson and see if he's tracking the same situation.
Thank you.
And I hang up. And I call Lord Arnsson and I relay the same message.
Gotcha. I think I get the phone call. I'm back on the snow machine, blasting it like a madman, and then I see the phone. And I guess Arnsson says, "Man, I'm popular today."
I love the idea that you're just having like an uncharacteristically fantastic time putting up like holiday decorations.
Yeah. When I made the character, I figured like he's gonna be kind of like a stick in the mud, but or I pictured him as kind of a stick in the mud, but like goes hard on Christmas.
He has big like Hank Hill energy where he's like really into like just like typical dad stuff.
Yeah, I think when he gets to your call, I think he makes the plan to, as long as Lord Kyeda is okay with it, to roll up a couple hours early instead of trying to be exactly on time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to get there What time is it when we get the phone call, Arthur?
Probably like 3 p.m.
Okay. I think I would try to coordinate with everybody to be there, And none of us hear anything else about it up until then. Do I have what do I know about this guy? Do I suspect that he would have any motivation?
He was the one that was helping my family after the death of the parents. So
he's been pretty straight with us as far as we know, hasn't he?
Yeah. I was gonna say, is there any way I can I don't know, insight check him or something?
Yeah, absolutely. Perception, wisdom.
Okay. I have a +1 to perception and a 0 in wisdom, so this will be a +0.
Okay. I mean, this is remotely happening. You know what I mean? Like, results will be gradated based on the incredible difficulty of.
Nope, that's a 4.
I mean, you have no. You're. I think that maybe you're just filled with a little bit more unease. I won't say panic, but unease that something is going on above the level that you're aware of what's happening.
I'm too distracted by wondering how long I'm going to keep these decorations up.
What's the age-old question of what's the appropriate timeline?
Right.
Well, this is a Draconis Combine, so they go down the day after.
You're like, am I putting this up too early?
They go up on Planetary Chairman's Day Eve, and they go down on the 26th.
Next day.
It should work exactly like how I think holiday decorations
should work. Battletech world ran by Arthur Perkins. They're up not to exceed 24 hours.
They don't go up the day after Halloween.
I think that just because of the perceived threat, that I will have like a John Wick moment where I pull out like a large case and open it up and start assembling firearms and racking the action 3 times and breach checking the pistols and
I haven't seen that movie, but I'm going to assume that Kenya doesn't walk into that scene in the movie, so she does walk into the scene here and goes, that's a lot of guns.
Apparently Lord Cho has, or is it the Lord Sancho? He's actually Sun Cho.
His clan is Sun. His name is Cho.
Has called Akari Genji and told her to attend a sword ceremony here tonight that I'm not aware of. So I'm just, in case this is, he told her to attend sword in hand as well. So he might know of some threat and he's looking to put multiple armed people here to respond. So I'm just making sure that if you, it's not until this evening apparently. So if you wanted to take the car and go somewhere or
she starts heading into the kitchen and goes, I'm just going to make sure there's first aid kits in the kitchen and the bathrooms.
I like that instead of it being a lot of guns, it's like one gun that disassembles into like 74 parts for some reason. So there's a lot of really dramatic shots of its assembly. And
it's the naked gun scene where they assembles the artillery cannon from.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go see my. I'm gonna let people know like what's going on in my household, but like I'm not just gonna go and not tell anybody, right? Like I want to. I'll let my mech tech, right? My priest. I'll let him know.
Sure.
Kind of like what I'm doing, where I'm going, where I'm gonna be.
Oh, and
because he's have the mech like powered on. Just ready to go in the event that something should happen. Because like the last time I was at Lord Kyeda's house, there was a raid. So let's just be, on our toes for this kind of stuff.
You can see that Oinari he has everything out in he lives in like a sub-complex that is like the temple attached to the mech bay. And you can see that he has out all of the ingredients one would need to make enough fried chicken for everyone who lives here. And for those that don't know, KFC and a Coke is a traditional Japanese Christmas dish. KFC spent an incredible amount of money and effort advertising KFC, a bucket of KFC chicken and Coke as Christmas dinner, and it has stuck for decades. This is real. Look it up. So he is preparing all the ingredients, like eggs and flour, everything to make a delicious karage dinner for, like 50 plus people that live at this estate.
Is he well liked among my household?
I mean, he's the local priest, right? Like, of course he's well liked, but also, that well liked comes with the caveat of he's a priest. Like you can be friends with your priest, but also they're the ones that are like, also that thing you did means that your soul is,
yeah.
Like there's the authority and judgment that comes with your priest. That means that you can be friends and drinking buddies and fishing pals with your priest, but also they're your priest. There's always going to be some level of distance.
Yeah. Okay.
So he stops what he's doing, and he takes a sad look at everything and says, "Very well, I shall prepare your mech for immediate action."
Well, it's not until later this evening.
Is?
I don't know, which is always the most disconcerting.
You would like me to bring the mech to you?
No, I don't think we're looking at that level of threat. I think, it's supposedly a sword demonstration, but I'm supposed to come, but me and my peers are supposed to all arrive with our swords. Doesn't make any sense if we're going to view a sword demonstration. So there's just certain things about a last minute invitation at midnight to a lord's residence who didn't know that there was something that was supposed to be going on there at his own residence while being armed. Just raises a lot of red flags for me. I don't think that he is trying to set us up, but he might be trying to put us on guard on purpose. I don't think he's the type that would send such an obvious trap. So I think it's more of a warning than a trap, but I just want to be prepared in the case. I would say there's no need to stop what you're doing. You have plenty of time to still do dinner and have the mech at least in a standby state by midnight this evening.
It is a very human thing to willingly walk into a trap.
Well, is it a trap if you know that it's a trap? Or is it just a circumstance?
I think that I'm not capable of making this expression with my face, but I think Oanari gives you a look that says that that's for you to further contemplate. That kind of, again, very priestly, like, oh, I see you're on the right path. You should keep going.
I only answer questions with more questions. Never. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'll give him, a polite bow. And I also just wanted somebody to know where I was going to be. So he knows.
Is he the only person you tell?
I'll send a text message to my cousin
Matsuri.
Yeah, Matsuri.
Okay.
And let her know that that there's something sus going on at the Kyeda residence this evening, and I'll be in attendance. And have your phone on you. Lord Arnsson will be there as well.
You say text message, but this is a electronic mail.
An electronic mail.
It will take several minutes to send and several minutes to arrive.
That's fine.
Shortly after that, the Arnsson household gets a electronic mail from Matsuri saying...
I was going to say, I want to have like a similar conversation with my mech tech. But I feel like
it will arrive. The message will arrive after this conversation with your mech tech.
Okay. I think we see. I've moved the snow machine to now over by the horse stables, and I'm blowing snow into the pasture for the horses to play in.
Okay.
While I'm also standing.
I want to say the whole time in the background, your house is like half built, and because it's about to be wintertime, I assume that they're just going to leave it in the half built state until spring.
As Heihachi approaches, because I don't have like one of those white noise machines, I plug in the giant inflatable bucket of KFC, and we talk over the giant fan, inflating that inflatable.
Okay.
Oh.
Hachi walks over. He leans up against a tree stump, and he's just like, "What's going on?"
So over the sound of the fan inflating the inflatable, I tell him that it looks like there's going to be some shady business happening at the near the Kyeda estate. I want him to power up and get the catapult ready, and then under the guise of doing maintenance and checking it out for any kind of flaws, see if you can walk it to just outside of the Kyeda estate. Take the long way. Don't let anyone
The legal way
reduce
this time.
Yes. Reduce the amount of people that are going to see the catapult walking. And if anyone asks, you're just doing maintenance,
That's
regular
tough.
check.
Most of the roads that get to the Kyeda estate that are strong enough to handle a mech's feet go through the center of town, but I can take the back way. It's
Yeah,
going to
take the
be a
back way.
long trip.
Well, you better get started.
Roger
Use a lot
that.
of hydrogen.
It's a lot of hydrogen. The most abundant element. Yeah, so I guess he gets your mech started up and double checks it to make sure everything's good to go. You know, like he's going to do a thorough 30-minute startup sequence because, you know, if you're calling for backup, this isn't the time to fail.
Right. And then I think I'm in the process of writing Lord Kyeda an email telling him that my cat, like, I got this really sketchy a request to be at his estate with my sword, and that our friend Miss Genji got one, and that I'm a little suspicious of it, and that my catapult will be just outside of his estate and will not enter his property without his express permission first. And I
At
think
that time, you get the message from Matsuri.
Yes.
It just reads, hey, it seems like something's going down tonight. What do you know about this thing at the Kyedas?
I'm going to finish sending the email to Lord Kyeda, and then I'll immediately respond to her asking if she has any time, if I can see her face to face before I head to the Kyeda estate. And then explaining that kind of explaining a little bit of what I know. I was asked to show up with my sword. Your cousin was asked to show up with her sword. And Lord Kyeda didn't know what was going on. And so it's suspicious.
I think you get a message back from her that says, sounds like you should definitely have a sword at the minimum. Do you want help? Comes in a second email 30 seconds later.
I think he would respond yes. I think to Matsuri asking that, I think he would say yes.
Okay. Meanwhile, Lord Kyeda, you get a electronic mail from House Arnsson's house account.
Yeah, I think I'll just phone Siegfried.
You hear the sound of inflatables as I'm walking away with my cell phone.
What's your cell phone? What's your ringtone out of interest?
Oh God, what was that old one from that British comedy show? Where it goes like do 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 do.
Oh yeah, that was the old Motorola ringtone.
You've
Yeah,
just
yeah, that
triggered
one.
Yeah.
so many Gen Xers.
She starts yelling, "No, I'm in the library."
Siegfried, I got your message. So Akari already spoken to me. She's spoken with you then, yes?
Yes, she reached out and spoke to me as well.
All right. You don't need more. I'm extending you my permission to always to bring your equipment into my lands if necessary, if you deem it necessary. So you don't need to ask my express permission there. Are you coming earlier as well?
Yes,
Coming earlier.
I'll be there as soon as I can. And I'll explain to you. Matsuri is coming over to my estate, and then after I meet with her, I'll be on my way up.
I'll see you soon then. Thank you.
Yes. See you soon.
So the question is, when you both come to my house, do we move the flags on the map to my house?
Yeah, let's
yes,
say yes.
of course. So that when the tactical nuke goes off, we know exactly who's dead. Everyone. Okay, yeah. Do I have buddies in the Yakuza that aren't my mom, right? Like surely I'm childhood friends and some of them.
I mean,
like, I work with a lot.
You have Yakuza that work directly for you.
Okay. Yeah. I might ask up a few of them just to take up observation points kind of at the exits and entries of the Kyeda estate.
Okay.
Just to see who's coming and going from concealed positions.
Okay.
And I'll make sure they swing by and grab some chicken before they go out there and get stationed.
Well, serving the chicken doesn't start until exactly midnight.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Right.
You
That's
can't
a terrible
start
time to start eating fried chicken.
Planetary Chairman's Day
really
until
midnight.
Planetary Chairman Day. Right?
I love how regimented this holiday is. It's really, truly what makes all holidays great. It's the strict adherence
preciseness
to
with which
regulation.
You must follow the rules.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part about this game.
And I have them get some chicken, but they can't eat it until midnight.
The perfect stakeout food. 4-hour-old chicken.
It goes in their little, lunchbox.
It's in some Tupperware that has written on it, "Do not open till midnight."
Yeah. But they have a little, hot plate, that they can plug in.
Okay, so they can, of course.
Yeah, power up.
Little
Camp stove. Yeah.
I was gonna say the hot plate you can plug into your car and drain your
propane power
battery.
or something. Yeah.
That scene in a Goofy movie where he uses the cigarette lighter to heat the soup.
Yeah.
Reheating the chicken with a cigarette lighter with each bite.
Yeah, with each bite, like a dipping sauce. Oh boy.
Well,
okay, then I'll get there early as I can. After I set all those people in motion, that's what I do.
now I'm going to show you this place. Don't assume that there's going to be combat just because there's a battle map that has rigorous placement.
That's been.
And there's a teacup.
Yeah, this is just for observation, but I just need to know where you're standing exactly.
Yeah, precisely. So this here's the table. Originally, I just had dice. So the pink die represents Kenya. You all can sit wherever you would like in the main hall. Red markers indicate a external entrance. So, for instance, this area between the kitchen is like a covered, paved walkway, not a hallway, to a exterior kitchen. A blue doorway indicates a interior hallway and doors. So, for instance, these blue walls represent like rice panel walls, and then this open area with the divots at the end of it represent the sliding rice wall. This black area is a solid oak double door to the master chamber.
Okay.
So these corridors on the outer edge, so they're also outside, are they? They're like the...
So if you look at the floor here in the tabletop simulator, you see that the middle floor has the rice padding, and then there is the outer floor area. That the brown spots represent the outer floor area that is completely solid, non-spongy walking area.
Should I use green to indicate everywhere where I place a claymore, or
I only meant because you got red dots on the halls between the retreats and the master chamber.
It is a exterior.
That's like a sidewalk.
Right.
It
outside.
is an exterior walk so that the Lord and the Lady can enter and exit the master chamber however they wish.
So everybody can enjoy these nice rock gardens that you have here.
Of course,
and here.
yes. Thank you for drawing them in. Now, just to be clear, this is not your full estate. This is just the main house, right? Like the mech bay isn't represented here, nor is the sensor mast or any other small collection of buildings that you want. Artist Rad will undoubtedly. What was it that ended up underneath one of my maps once that we could never figure out? Was it a rabbit or like a squirrel or some sort of bird?
You
perhaps?
keep saying something about a snail, but I don't remember doing that.
We did determine though that it was Cotton. Cotton drew it, and you got the blame for it. But
and she, for decades, for centuries, she blamed me.
It was solidly like 6 months before she confessed. But yeah,
and and of course, everyone believed her. No one believed me. It's just Cotton, the social engineer.
Not behind the show.
If you guys just want to enjoy a nice Planetary Chairman's Day Eve dinner.
Yeah, if you you might want to make some renovations if you decide to put this 3-bedroom, no bathroom up for sale. I don't know if that's going to go real well.
That
Things
will
are going...
always be why I really like Jagged Alliance 2 as a game, because it included a bathroom everywhere you would expect a bathroom to be, and it had a medical kits behind almost every bathroom mirror. And Jagged Alliance 3 continues that tradition. Even the prisons have bathrooms. Isn't that nice? The torture prisons where people aren't ever allowed to leave. Yeah, sorry I didn't include a bathroom. I was just quickly sketching an actual Japanese structure
just being a shitlord. Yeah,
that was close enough to what I wanted for this game. I even got this nice background for us, and we still get
it's nice, yeah.
All right.
In Battletech, they actually used rock gardens as bathrooms in the Draconis Combine.
I like that you're establishing that thing.
Battletech canon now.
That's why they're outside.
Let's assume that these rooms, which are quite large, I would point out, each of these squares being 5 feet, those are like 20 by 15 rooms, probably have some sort of small bathroom inside it attached. You may notice I also didn't include furniture in every room because I didn't know if it would be relevant. But here we are. We are seated at our table.
I'll tell you what, AP. I will help you out. I will go and recreate this in The Sims. How about that?
Oh, God. How terrifying. At about 10 p.m., Matsuri shows up, and she is strapped with a sawed-off shotgun.
Can we have had a conversation, like, when they, because there's stuff I want to talk about with them that may take more time than just 2 hours to organize, that's all.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like I show up probably around like 5 or 6 o'clock, like pretty early.
About you, Siegfried? Similar time?
I was going to say, as soon as I find out Matsuri's not, like, coming to the estate to see me, I'm probably in a truck heading to you. Or in my Jeep. So, like, maybe, like, noon is when I show up.
Yeah.
Like, uncomfortably early.
So, I think that, like, so Hiro is still wearing his, like, mandarin collared black suit. Although he's probably got some like ballistic armor underneath it, and his Dacio set at his belt, and then like clearly like a shoulder holstered pistol, and then probably has like a sub gun hanging off the back of his of the chair he sits at when he comes in. Thank you for both coming to this. I'm not sure what's going on. You seem to know more about this than I do. I haven't reached out to Lord Cho. I think that I feel that communications, if he's reached out to you, then it makes me feel that maybe his communications are being watched. I wanted to ask you, though, I mean, there's really 2 ways to deal with this. One is to sit here and let, if this is a trap, let it spring out and see if we can then defeat it. The other is to try and nullify it before it starts. For example, we reach out to the press or something and tell them there's going to be, as an indicator, they saw a demonstration here this evening. so that others come, and if there is some sort of planned attack, that's not possible for them to do. But I feel that's probably just kicking this can down the road. They'll probably just try again tomorrow or the like. But I didn't want to make these sort of decisions without discussing it with you, my friends.
I think you're right. I think we've been given an opportunity here. Just if we delay it, I'm not sure we would be able to receive the same warning. And I'm only assuming it's a warning because I don't think Lord Cho would so obviously gather us in order to attack us for some reason. It doesn't really seem like it's in his playbook. Maybe I don't know him as well as I think I do. But I think you're right. I think we make whatever preparations we can and address this tonight so that, whatever comes next, we have a jump on it as well.
Right. It seems suspicious. He seems like an honorable man, but the way he invited us seems suspicious. And that's what has me on edge. So I would rather us be here and be ready than get caught with our proverbial pants around our legs.
I have a mechanical question for you, AP.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned before, I was looking through stuff that I would try and acquire from Time of War and then look for analogs for it in Stars Outnumber. So one thing I looked at was things like stun grenades, which Stars Outnumber just has grenade. That's it.
Right, but it does have a stun mechanic.
Yeah, so would it be possible to have some sort of stun grenade equivalent?
Sure.
Okay, so what I was thinking about trying to rig some traps in the main entrance ways.
I see. I was going for Die Hard, but you're going for Home Alone.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
let's get on the same page then. Where would you like to put your traps? You can even draw your traps on the map. We'll make a roll for it.
Yeah. So what are the exterior walls? The exterior walls are quite solid, are they?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't know if we really wanted to stay in one room and have a fire. I would rather start here and be able to fall back towards the master chamber. In which case, I would probably look to bar the doors that go from the retreats to the master chamber, and then trap the entranceways, like the kitchen entranceway, the main entrance, and the solarium entranceway.
Well, assuming if they were attacking us, wouldn't they come from the main entranceway? So it makes sense to have a way to fall back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So we then, but I'd still want to bar the doors there so that we can't get flanked easily.
Right.
I would like you to make a security intelligence roll.
Okay. Security skill, is it? No worries. No, I've got that. I've got tactics. First thing I've got. All right. Okay, well, that'd be a 9 then.
Okay. Yeah. Things go down as you say.
I mean, do we have any sort of security, like cameras in the building that, because my only concern is I set explosives at the doorways, and then it actually is a sword demonstration, and Lord Cho turns up with an entourage and walks to the door and gets flashbanged. It will be a social embarrassment. So I don't know if we can actually see.
There are house staff that work here, by the way.
Well, okay, that's the other thing I was going to say in preparing for this would be that I would want to send the house staff, anyone not essential, and Henya, if she wants to go elsewhere, so they're not in harm's way.
Okay. Henya will stay here, but she spent the day preparing to save lives, not murder them.
Okay. I did grab some Lazarus patches, by the way, which I think
that's a good call, but.
Yeah,
yes, Henya has also juiced Lazarus patches throughout this house.
Yeah, in Battletech terms are called plastiflesh bandages.
Excellent. Now I know the name. I was worried about having to bullshit that on the spot. So you are setting up a explosive trap at the front door?
Yeah, just a stunning trap though, not a fragmentation grenade, literally like a flashbang equivalent.
Okay.
I just like the idea Smiles the clown is going to show up for an actual impromptu sword celebration, and
that's why I'd like to know if I can see who's coming. If someone's obviously just walking to the front door to come in, whether I've got cameras and I can see that on.
if you want to say you have cameras and that they send a signal to your note pewter, that is possible.
I think I'd rather have, like, because you mentioned, for example, there's like a sensor mask or something. So I think that probably those sort of electronic systems would go back to there, but I'll have Poe in there monitoring that.
Sure.
And he can message me if he sees something.
Now, just to be clear, that sensor mast is like a Battletech grade sensor.
But
it's a very powerful active sensor.
I'm not talking about him using that sensor.
Yes,
I'm talking about...
I understand. I just want to be clear that the sensor mast is like a big fucking antenna.
Yeah, he's in the comms room. He's in the comms room monitoring the cameras, basically.
I just didn't want you to think that when I said it was like a sensor mast, that it was like a couple of cameras, because it's like, you know, making sure objects from space aren't about to strike you. It's a very serious sensor system.
He's like, let me just monitor this cancer immediately.
Like, cancer. We've got guests. We've got guests. How many people? 3 dropships.
Yeah.
You listen. I'll say this: if 3 dropships were dropping on your estate, you would want to know about it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other preparation you all want to do?
Man,
I'd say let your boy in the sensor tower know the comms frequency to get in touch with Hihachi and the catapult. Okay. Just that way, if we need backup, he can make the call.
Because you're gonna call Broken Arrow and just have him LRM 20 the whole estate.
How have you bought? What weapons have you guys bought? Just swords or?
All right, so I need to roll for I actually have 2 tech level 5 weapons that I listed. So I should roll for them, and I'll take either or neither if you don't want.
How about neither?
Okay. Right, one was the knife.
Yeah,
and the other one was whatever a shear rifle is.
Yeah, no.
I thought the shear rifle would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be, because a shear rifle splits things in half by causing
it'd be
them
a great way for her to be a duel cheater, right? To cheat duels. She could be in a duel and swing her sword at somebody, and then like her associates from like a rooftop window shoots him with the shear rifle, and then so
you intentionally miss like
later,
a movie, and then they go
exactly, and then a second later they kill Bill in half.
All right, I'll tell you what, I will let you roll for this. We have you owe me multiple rolls to begin with, so let's start with your business roll to develop this new set of armor you wanted from Genji Industries.
What do I need to get?
It's a business roll. I think you will need to hit an 8.
Okay, it'll just be at a 0.
Okay. That's more than an 8, so that's successful. You have developed the intergrade series of the woven body armor and the armored undersuit, which is
that's
what you're calling
0.
the Genji executive suit.
Yeah, I'll come up with a snazzier name for it, but yeah. Okay. It's just a low profile under the clothes body armor.
I'm going to ask you to make a business roll. This will need to be 11 to get your shear rifle.
Okay.
It has not been an hour.
What?
It's been 58 minutes and 31 seconds.
Oh, you son of a bitch. All right, that's fine.
You know what? I'll tell you what. If you want to spend your reroll on this...
I should really probably save it for not dying.
So no shield rifle. Yeah. You could have a regular rifle or a laser rifle or a flechette.
Okay. I'll try for the shear rifle. Can I try next year? Maybe try and get one or something?
Okay.
I don't know, just like every once in a while.
He's however really often you think it's fair. Get this rare Star League
I just think
era.
it would be fitting for her character, like as the
up her dueling game by cheating.
Maybe she's a genuine duelist prodigy. Maybe she isn't.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
And if she had an incredibly rare piece of tech that most people didn't know about, it would be a lot more mysterious as to whether or not she was like legit or not.
Somewhere out there, Starly Castle Bryan is crying.
AP, I want to establish just aesthetically that my house has things like display stands with like Oyuroi samurai armor and like Bogu Kendo armor. That's sort of
the fact you know what Yoroi is is going to make part of tonight much easier.
Yeah.
Gargoyles that blow fire, things like that.
No, just things like
Floor
those
traps, Dracula,
Pit traps, exactly. Yeah.
I also want to sort of because we're talking about if this is a fight, like trying to a fighting draw back towards the main chamber. So I want to basically hide and stow both my combat shotgun and my rifle somewhere along the hallway, so I can sort of if I need to, I can drop a weapon and pick up a different weapon without reloading.
I'm wearing a really big, baggy, traditional Japanese style kimono type garment that I can. That's Velcro tearaway. In the case
strip.
of. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Snap-on, jogger pants, basically the traditional Japanese equivalent to snap-on jogger pants, Arthur. That's what I'm going for.
Remember those pants in high school that you could zip off at the knees? Those are my favorite.
I really feel like, I don't know, if we really are confident that we're getting in a fight, I don't know if I'd wear the super cool body armor that I just rolled well enough to get. I might wear a full-on combat field uniform, but I won't do that. I'm just going to go.
I don't know that you can wear that underneath a kimono.
No. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean, right? And obviously the combat field uniform is Battletech samurai armor, right? That's absolutely what it would look like.
I mean, the combat field uniform is tech level 4, I believe. It's full on. It's the battle. Let me go get
it can be styled like samurai armor, right?
Sure. If you want to say that yours is samurai armor,
mine is. Yeah.
But let me go see if I can find the Draconis Combine uniform, which is really incredible. All of the Battletech uniforms are really bad. Let's just.
Yeah, it's all awful. It's all absolute dog shit.
There is no uniformity between any of the artists. Is my favorite part. They just oh my god, you guys have posted so much shit in Discord that I haven't seen. All right, there you go. That's what the Draconis Combine field uniform looks like. Look at that gigantic padding that has no side armor and how does it even remain attached to the body? It's my question.
I'm gonna wear this medieval gambeson that doesn't protect my crotch in any way. It's specifically cut out to not protect my crotch. That would be dishonorable. You can never hide your crotch from the enemy. It has to be within full view at all times.
All right. This will be the episode that's remembered as the rad crotch incident.
I mean, the Battletech art is so stupid.
I want to make sure that the words Raddosaurus and crotch are mentioned on Discord.
In the title.
In a spoilers, for sure. I want to make sure it happens.
Crotchless body armor.
When they originally went to create Battletech in the 1980s, they pretty much bought a bunch of stock art. That's how they ended up with these mechs that have the same designs as Robotech. They just went out to conventions and bought stock art, which is why there's so much lack of uniformity in it.
They just got all this art.
TRO
they laid it out on the table.
Blasted the new Centurion with the shield is so fucking good.
Blasted through a kilo of cocaine and then just started plugging it into source books. They're like, yes. This is amazing.
Accuses Lauren Coleman of doing a kilo of cocaine.
It was the 80s, right? It was acid.
Oh, okay.
Nowadays it would be MDMA.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to do before your scheduled 10 p.m. start time?
Oh, so to answer James' question from a year ago, what I have on me is my sword, obviously, a monoblade katana. I have a mag pistol. And since I can't have a shear rifle,
oh my goodness,
I'll have a spike thrower.
That's a shotgun, yes.
Yeah, it's like a Mass Effect shotgun.
Yeah, it's the Gauss rifle version of a shotgun.
Yeah. So yeah.
Shotguns are extremely popular in Draconis Combine as a riot control measure. Yeah.
Oh.
The police carry them. the friendly persuaders of the Civilian Guidance Corps all carry riot shotguns and stun sticks. That's
nothing helps. Nothing helps quell an uprising like an open choke.
Just to be clear, that's what the street police use, is riot shotguns and stun sticks. That's not the anti-riot police. The anti-riot police have riot mechs that they answer with.
They don't have pistols.
No, they don't use pistols. They use shotguns.
They have shotguns with pistol grips.
That is the starting level of lethality in the Draconis Combine. Hey, you know what? They have a 99% conviction rate in the Draconis Combine. Lowest crime rate in the entire Inner Sphere.
Now, 70% of that 90% is post-mortem, but still. That's pretty good.
I love the Battletech novel that says, if you find somebody floating face down in the river and it looks like the Yakuza did it, we call it natural causes.
He fell into his knife 16 times.
Yeah. Then he packed it, after he died, he packed himself into the back of his trunk in a duffel bag.
Right. Sometimes people just trip on, a bunch of chain and a cinder block next to a large body of water, and nature just takes its course, kids. It happens.
Are you ready?
I think so.
I guess.
To answer James's question, I have a semi-auto pistol. I don't know why I put it in there, but I have an advanced bow, a grenade, my wakizashi, and my sword.
I have a primitive bow on the wall as well, by the way, just in case. But
I'm trying to do like a horsemanship bow course whenever I get my resort going. So
yeah,
I wanted to have the bow.
Because you got with Japanese bows,
John Rambo,
you've got the Hankyu and the Daikyu. So the Hankyu is like a proper symmetrical bow, and the Daikyu is the asymmetrical bow you can use from like horseback. So
it also means that you don't get the full force of the bow's recoil straight down your arm. It distributes it. But the physics behind it are crazy. But you know what else is crazy? It's me asking all of you to make a perception wisdom check.
I'm on fire tonight. That's a 9.
That's you, James, with the 11.
Yep.
What's your total?
That's a 9 because I have -1 wisdom and -1 perception.
Oh, what a bad time. A 9 is still good. It's good enough for some things. An 11 would have been better.
Is it just these 2 dice here?
Yeah.
I mean, there's other dice scattered around, but yeah, okay.
7 + 1 is 8.
Okay.
When you say dice together around this 1, yeah, there we go. There's more.
No, there's
I don't get any
white
heads
dice
up
over
from
here.
my. I don't get any heads up from my observers, do I?
I'm at a +0.
We're gonna talk about it in a second.
Okay.
So I'm at an 8.
Okay, you are at an 8. Sorry, Rad, you had a
9.
9.
No.
So
8. Also 8. Sorry. Also 8.
9, 8, 8. So you all did roughly the same. All of you begin noticing something is wrong at the same time. For Lord Kyeda, you are paying occasional attention to the cameras while sitting and talking with your friends and fiance, and you begin noticing a really obvious clipped-in looping effect that lets you know that like what you're seeing on the cameras probably isn't what's actually happening. Siegfried and Akari, both of you, I think, are maybe occasionally checking your phones to like see, oh, is my catapult pilot Heihachi checking in, or my people that are outside checking in? You notice right around 10 p.m. that your phone service goes to 0 at the same time.
I go to my backpack and I pull out my night vision goggles, put them on.
It's bright in this room, so immediately
Yeah,
you're like,
I put them over my head. It's like I put them ready to use.
ready to going dark.
I do the same because James and I apparently think very similarly when we choose gear.
Either they're going to turn lights out or I'm about to. So,
Siegfried, anything you want to do?
I'm going to motion that I want to start moving the table up against the doors.
Okay. The doors
I hand
if you
him the
touch
extra
them
pair of night vision
flashbang.
goggles that I brought just in case.
The flashbang
I would
will
like
just
to
be
use.
clear.
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I suggest the two ladies pull back to the guest rooms for the moment.
Okay. Well, Matsuri flatly refuses to do that, but
Okay.
Do you have
can move
like a safe room?
20 meters, so that's roughly 60 feet. Okay, yeah. Kenya makes it the full way and closes the door. At that point, as you are getting ready to lift the table, several things happen at the same time. A little bit of blood splashes on the front door rice paneling. And then two people that are standing beside the door open it so a third person can walk through the middle. But before you can determine who that person is, the flashbang goes off and everyone goes, ah, fuck. So I need everyone to make a tech saving throw.
I mean, we were ready for it, because we said it. So I don't know whether that flies in at all.
It's a flashbang that's going off in an enclosed space. I think that you might be ready for the flash. You probably aren't ready for the bang.
I mean, I don't know if you know about this, AP, but generally soldiers throw flashbangs in areas they're currently fighting in, and they know it's going to go off.
It's true.
All right, so what do I need to do for this tech
I'll
save?
give you a +1 to your roll. How about that?
Oh, sweet justice.
To your tech save, yes.
A tech
So
save.
what do I need to do for the tech save? Because my
It's a D20 against your tech saving throw number on your
Any
character sheet.
D20s?
I'm bringing them out. Here we go.
Do I want more than my save or less than it?
You want to roll higher than the save.
Higher.
You equal to or higher than.
We're level 1, that's why it's so low.
Yes.
It's like the old D&D.
I gotta roll higher than it? Wait, on a 20.
Equal
Okay,
to
never
or
mind.
higher
I'm
than,
over here
yes.
rolling sixes. Okay. Oof. I was like, I got a boxcars this bitch.
Okay. The red team have all failed.
Surprised that soldiers.
Is that a 19? Did I roll 19?
Would it be a physical effect save rather than a technology save? Because I mean, otherwise, like soldiers are really bad at resisting things like. Because I mean, the soldiers 16s their tech save.
Shut up, James. No, I'm just kidding.
well, I rolled exactly a 16, so I think I made my save.
I'll take physical effect save, sure. Tech save,
I passed.
maybe.
I passed either way.
Different.
I still fail.
Okay. What did you get, House Arnsson, with the
I got a
physical
16.
effect? Is that good enough?
My physical effect is a 12, and my tech is a 16.
Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so Matsuri fails, and all three of the people that are coming into the room fail. You see
Flashbang themselves.
someone who you don't recognize. You also see Alouette Takeda, and you see someone wearing House Takeda armor, Yoroi armor. All three of them are carrying swords. Behind them, in the outside area, you can see that there are 6 servants who are all dead or dying from sword wounds.
Was in my servants.
Your servants, yes, are all out here dead or dying.
So they didn't go
They
back
didn't
to
bring their own servants and then ritualistically sacrifice them for
they
good
didn't
luck.
go to their homes when I told them to.
Yeah.
Some of them
That's
stayed.
Yeah,
Many of them
no
left. Some of them stayed.
Yeah.
You have to be
All right.
looked after. You have guests. It's Planetary Chairman's Day Eve.
Each one of
Because
these are
now I'll say this: in my original script, Poe makes a roll to die or not die, but because you sent him away, he doesn't have to make that roll. He automatically survives.
Can I yell Merry Christmas, chuck a grenade at him, and then duck with Missouri?
We're gonna start by rolling initiative now.
their initiative. Yeah.
The initiative is a D8 plus your dexterity.
D8.
I mean, you should be aware that chucking a grenade here will probably kill everyone in the room.
Plus
Like-
dexterity bonus, is that right?
Yes, plus
Or-
dexterity bonus.
Okay.
I got an 8.
I'm a 6.
I got a 3.
8, 6, 3, and then 2, 2, and the big guy gets a 3. So all of you will act before all of them, and Matsuri will also act before them. And I guess I should double check that she's here. She will also act. Henya. Okay. Sorry, I didn't catch the numbers. I just catch the general gist of it as to who was acting when.
So Siegfried was first, then me, then Rad.
Okay.
I don't know about what's the name? You tell what she rolled.
Matsuri and
Yeah,
Matsuri.
Henya.
she rolled a Matsuri has a 6 and Henya has a 4.
Okay.
So we can arrange yourselves again. That everything you guys just said went right through my brain because
Okay,
I'm doing the
Siegfried
math
first.
on if you throw a grenade, it will kill everyone but Lord Kyeda.
You throw it past them.
Yeah.
Yes, but that requires a roll that you could fail. Okay.
Okay.
There
Put
is
all
a
those
question.
servants out of
So
their
just
misery.
be clear, these 3 people all have swords and do not appear to have guns, just to start out with. So Siegfried, you're going first. Just be
Okay.
aware, using a grenade in a what might be a attempt to do a duel is a incredible escalation and will definitely have consequences. You'll probably kill one or more of these people. You will answer for it later.
Okay.
Pause.
Pause.
I like Red.
Question.
I was
Red's
gonna
like,
say, I'm like,
if they're
Hold
dead,
up.
I don't care.
Hold up. They just-
they
just
kicked in the
door. They kicked in
cut
the
our
door,
phones,
flashbanged
kicked in
the
the doors.
room.
They didn't.
And now-
first off, they
and now-
didn't flashbang the room. You guys flashbanged them.
This is a duel. They've
how do
murdered
we know
his
this is a
servants
duel?
outside.
Yeah.
How
They
is
are
this a
coming
duel
in with
in
swords
any
out,
way?
and one of them is wearing traditional armor.
Oh, okay, and there's 3 of them,
Yes,
and they only thought that one guy was going to be here.
correct.
So it's no.
Only
no.
one of them is wearing armor.
Yeah. Just to be clear, it's dark. We couldn't see what he was wearing. 3 people just kicked in the door, set
Yes.
off an explosion,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
and
they kicked in the door. People are already dead.
Guys, I'm just giving you a warning
All right.
as to what
I know,
happens if you escalate
I'm
this
just
with
saying.
grenades.
There
Outright.
are consequences when you
Straight
kick
out
in
the
a
way.
door on
Question.
Christmas
I
Eve
agree.
with 3 bloody swords.
yeah. Yeah.
I got another question for you, AP.
Yes.
Castle doctrine. Castle doctrine.
Thank you.
Would
Thank
anyone
you.
be able to tell that they were killed by a grenade if
Yes.
hold on. If I
There's
have
no
the
sentence
catapult
that you have.
hold on. If I have the catapult step on them afterwards.
Yes, absolutely.
It's all right. They were killed by their own grenade.
But the lead investigator was the guy that tipped us off, so it'll probably come out in our favor, right? Like,
He's not lead investigator of all crimes ever.
he might be.
He was
We don't know
assigned
that.
to this. He was assigned to one case one time as a political appointment.
Look, all
Oh
I'm
my
saying, no, it's fine.
goodness.
I'll just wait till it's my turn.
What do you want to do? Look, guys, all I'm
don't know.
saying,
Hold on.
the Draconis
Hold on.
Combine has a very complicated series of rules that I've already explained to you as to how vendettas and duels and assassinations work. And it appears that that's what's happening here. And if you don't want to respect that, and you simply want to escalate to immediate lethal violence, that is an option you can take. If and when that is discovered,
Okay.
there may be consequences from, let's call them traditionalists.
Is talking during my turn a
You
like
have
a free
6
action?
seconds.
What the hell?
The other thing to remember is all of them have been flashbangs, so they can't hear anything.
Oh damn!
They
so
can
my
hear.
witty-
They
my
can
witty-
hear a high pitched ringing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they can hear a lot right now.
Okay, fine. You know what? Just for effect, I'm going to shoot the first guy without armor. That's closest to me with my bow.
Okay.
Because I feel like that would be a cool effect.
Sounds good. Let's make the roll.
What do I got to roll for?
It is a D20 plus his armor. His armor class is 9 because he's not wearing armor. You get your attack bonus and then your weapon skill bonus.
Okay.
And then you'll also get your, if you have a dexterity bonus or penalty, you'll add that as well.
Okay, so I don't have a dex. It's at a 0.
Okay.
My attack bonus is a 1, and my combat primitive is a 2.
And
So
no dex bonus, so 9 plus 3 is 12. So you need to hit an 8 on a d20 to hit him with the bow.
Ooh, okay. One.
Nope. I mean, you put an arrow directly next to him right through one of the rice panels.
I needed to roll higher than was it 9?
No, so the 8, this is a weird system. You add the armor class to the attack roll, and you need to hit a 20.
So it's like the old D&D where high
That's why I
class
said you
is bad.
needed to hit an 8 or higher, because you add all of your bonuses together to beat a 20. So an unarmored target has a 9, which is very high, and the maximum armored target has a -1, which is like future shielding and precognitive ability to dodge things, like a Jedi.
Gotcha. Okay.
You fire an arrow, it goes right through the rice paling of the door and sticks into the wall. 60 years of House Kyeda architectural ship destroyed in a single instant as the arrow embeds itself.
I mean, you're talking like the arrow's taking out a whole wall here.
It's just, you when you pull that arrow out, that mark's going to be left there. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's right, but the arrow's probably gone all the way through and it's still going.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It goes to the paper and it sticks into the hardwood of the wall.
It hits one of those dying servants in the neck and puts them out of their misery.
Guys, I didn't say that. If I wanted to do that, I would, because it would be funny.
No, I got it.
Who's next in the initiative?
It's me.
James.
I will ready my submachine gun and take a burst at the same guy that Siegfried shot at.
Oh my god, this is just getting fucking hosed down.
So what's his base armor class, sorry?
None, because he doesn't have any armor.
Okay, cool. So I have +1 for dex, +1 for combat projectile, and +1 for burst.
Okay.
So that'll be a hit. 14 over 6.
Okay. Roll damage.
And damage with submachine gun. Sorry, it was 1d6, I think. Let's double check. I have that page open.
1d8.
1d8.
And because you're firing it in burst, it is a +2 damage, but you use 3 ammunition.
Yeah. That's minimum damage, so that's 3 damage.
Okay, it does instantly.
Does burst do? It does +2 damage. I thought it does +2 to hit. It does both.
It's both.
It's +1 to hit, +2 damage, isn't it?
No, it's burst is +2 to hit, +2 to damage.
Okay, well I hit him better then.
Yes. Well,
so you just can't hit murked that guy.
It's a binary condition. You either are hit or not hit. And
he had 6 seconds to feel relief that he was not struck by an arrow before being snuffed out.
Yeah, it's
Again, he's flashbang right now, so he doesn't even know about the arrow. He's just going, ah! Okay. Matsuri is going to raise the shotgun but not fire it. And she looks slightly horrified at everybody killing these people. Which I believe will bring it to Rad.
Okay, I guess it's my turn. So you tell me, Arthur, since I'm apparently not understanding this complex social network of when and where and how it's okay to kill people.
These guys want to have a sword fight.
They want to have a sword fight.
That's the simple answer. They want to have a sword fight, and you've responded with immediate and overwhelming violence.
Those dreams have come and gone. So at this point...
Again, just to be really clear, this entire society is based on tradition and doing fights like this. You have ignored it. There will be consequences. The consequences will not be you are stabbed to death in this room right now.
But even though they want a traditional sword fight, right?
Yes.
So you're saying like it's still okay. It's still culturally acceptable that it was not going to be a fair sword fight. It was never intended to be a fair sword fight. The attempt was 3 guys with swords, and maybe only one of them was going to fight.
Yeah, I mean,
Lord Kyeda,
the
right?
way,
The guy in
the way to
armor.
look at it is that the guy in armor is obviously going to fight Kyeda, and then the other two are there if Kyeda survives to stab him to death.
To stab Kyeda to death?
Yeah. Like if Kyeda
he
wins,
lost.
they kill him. Yeah. They're not honorable individuals. Alouette is a second cousin.
I'm not
By
sure I
the way,
understood. Whoever
if-
loses the duel is dead, presumably, right?
Yes. If Kyeda wins the duel over the person in the armor, the two attendants will then try to kill Kyeda.
I see.
After the duel is over.
After the duel has been honorably completed.
Yes.
Okay. But it's not that honorable because they were going to break into his house in the middle of the night, armored, and then have a duel with a guy that wasn't ready to duel that is presumably not wearing armor, right?
I'm agreeing. Listen,
Okay.
I'm
just trying to make sure I understand all the context here.
So just to be clear, your potential fiance is standing less than 10 feet away from you going, with his sword in his hand.
All right, well, I want to make poignant eye contact with him.
Okay. You can't see
So that
anything because
he
he just got flashbangs. Hasn't been 6 seconds yet. His screen is still showing after images everywhere.
All right.
You make eye contact with him, and next turn, he might see you.
In a super anime moment, I'm going to rip off my stripper kimono and let it fly through the air. Yeah.
I feel like we just entered Kill la Kill instead of Die Hard.
And even though none of my enemies can see it, I'm going to slowly draw my super long samurai sword in dramatic fashion, making a loud, drawing sound that swords make in movies.
No, the inside of a Japanese sheath is wood.
It's wooden, yeah. But it definitely sounds like metal on metal. And
we're getting overdubbed.
And then after that dramatic moment, I'm going to hip draw my assault shotgun and blast him in the chest. No, just kidding. Okay. Can I hold my action? That's the thing in this system, right? I can hold my action?
I guess, but the next turn is going to come around, and they're still going to be...
They're going to be the whole time?
Yeah, their flashbang is this turn. Like, they're going to be affected by it right now.
What I'd like to do is... Is there a way I can go up and push Alouette onto the ground and hold my sword over his neck?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that when he does come to, he's in a 100% compromised position.
Yeah. Do a 2d6 combat unarmed roll.
Okay.
You're moving up to him. Let's say you need an 8 with strength. That is a bad looking roll.
Time to reroll though, right? I'm in my window.
You did save that reroll, you son of a bitch. Okay, that's looking really good.
That'll do it.
He's like, you just stick your leg behind him and you judo throw him to the ground and he lands and the sword goes flying from his hand out into the grass, into the night. Okay. On their turn, the two of them wipe their flashbang condition and look generally horrified at the fact that they're about to die at the beginning of the round. Whoever was acting first, Siegfried, I guess.
Don't recognize the guy in the armor, right?
I mean, he's wearing the full mask, so you can't see who it is, but...
I got you.
I think you're close enough that you could make a roll, for sure.
Me?
Yeah.
Or all? Okay.
You've walked right up to Alouette, so you're directly...
Should I do that now, or should I...
Yeah, I think right now. Yeah, I mean, if it's something you're interested in.
Is it like a perception roll?
Yeah.
Okay, 7.
I think that the identity of the attacker eludes you.
Okay. I don't even get a familiar or unfamiliar vibe from him. Probably not. It's got a mask on. Can't really see. It's cool.
I'm gonna sword the guy in the armor.
Okay, you're running up to him and sorting him?
Yep.
Okay, so his armor rating is 4.
Hold on, let me find my character sheet. So with the sword, I use my strength mod, right?
Mm-hmm.
So strength mod is a 1, attack bonus is a 1, combat primitive is a 2.
That's a plus 8, so you need to hit a 12 or higher on a d20.
Okay. Nope, that's a 5.
That's a 5. Okay. So, I mean, you physically hit him, but you're just bouncing off of the lamellar plate. You're just... off those wonderful shoulder pads. It should be noted, just because I feel like it might become relevant, he does have the crotch piece perfectly located above his crotch, just in case.
I'm glad you said that, because that's sort of the spike gun was just going to be trained on the pelvis.
Lord Kyeda?
I think that given that Siegfried's already running into close combat, I will just drop my SMG, let it sling, and I will ready my sword, and I will just come around in case I need to get involved. But
Let that combat resolve itself.
yeah.
Okay. Matsuri is going to take your place here and just lay like her upper body on the table with the shotgun pointed forward to get maximum level of weird steadiness. That does mean that she is pointing a shotgun at her own fiance's back. But she's only firing it if you're dead, so that will lead it back to you, Rad. Akari Genji is standing over top of a horrified-looking Alouette Takamori.
I'm just going to shift over a little bit.
Alouette Takeda.
And I'm going to hold my sword to his neck. His sword's gone, right? Like, he's nowhere near it.
Yeah, I mean, it's out of reach. It's not like 10 feet away, but, you know, it is outside of his immediate reach.
I'm going to just look down at him and say, unfortunate. And I'll just hold my turn in case he tries to get up.
Okay. A mysterious assailant sees you attacking him and says, "Dishonor! I challenge you, Lord Takeda. Or, I challenge you, Lord Kyeda, to a duel. Your family's dishonor stains this planet, and I will end what I should have done generations ago."
Do we recognize the voice?
It's very clearly Takamori Takeda.
Okay.
I'm gonna look over my shoulder, because if you want to act on this guy, by all means, the kill sounds like it's yours.
I'll say this. You have a goal to determine what happened to your family long ago.
Yeah. Okay. So, just if
I was just waiting for a grenade to completely invalidate that.
You stick a grenade down his pants.
So
I was like, this guy is going to explain everything. And then you guys are like, we're going to fucking grenade this motherfucker.
So he's issued a challenge now then.
Yes.
Which means, so do I have like the ability, for example, to determine the nature of the challenge?
Yeah. Battle mech or sword. Or, well, it's your choice whether it's armed or unarmed, essentially.
Yeah. What about terms like whether it's to the death, for example, or that sort of thing?
I think it's pretty clear that this is a challenge to the death. Okay, I don't know that that's a term that can be changed.
Because I'm happy to accept his challenge and fight him sword on sword, but also he's wearing lamellar armor and I'm not. So can I say that
Let me go get my armor?
Yeah, or you take yours off. Basically, we face each other as equals.
Okay, if you want to say that to him, he will immediately begin with his left arm begin ripping parts of his armor off.
It doesn't just snap off. Pff, what a loser!
He begins taking his armor off right there in front of you.
Yeah, and since I'm played by Mark Dacascos, definitely in order to take my armor off, I get like top naked. So it's like we get that definite sort of like the ab flex.
I was gonna say, little does he know, you're wearing the latest prototype in Genji.
I think if he takes all of his clothes off on his upper body, it'll be really obvious he's wearing no armor.
Yeah.
Alouette, for his turn, is going to scramble backwards. So, I mean, he's on his butt, right? And he's trying to push himself backwards towards his sword. But he's saying, Ari, I didn't know you were going to be here.
When he starts to wiggle and move, I push my sword up against his neck. It's pretty clear. I'm saying, this is where you're going to attend the duels, right here on the floor.
Yeah, he stopped moving. That brings us to the end of the round. If we want to continue round by round combat, we can. If not, I'll tell you that Takamori is basically going to strip his armor off and then demand that all of the center area be cleared off so you can have a nice...
I'm happy to start
cool
moving
with that.
furniture.
Yeah,
I'm happy to move furniture to the side, etc.
Now we get our sick samurai fight between two samurai masters.
Well, while this is going on, am I able to find some way to get in touch with Heihachi?
Your phone is still jammed. Okay. Several minutes later, the two of you
kneel here.
shirtless. He definitely looks of an age, 50s, 60s. Definitely once a prime warrior, now experienced, but no longer the young lion he may have been in the past. The shock of the flashbang has worn off, and maybe the violent exertion of throwing your furniture outside the room, possibly breaking some of it, has him in a light sweat, almost like a lather, as he stands across from you with his family sword, old, ancient, dark blade, as he points it at you and says, "You Kyeda dogs, you don't know your place. You don't know respect. You couldn't just die like you were supposed to.
Will you at least tell me of my family's dishonor? I'm not disputing that they may have dishonored you. I simply want to know what was done."
So he says a name that you haven't heard of before. He says, Tatsumoto demanded the resources of your house, a politically weak house with many battle mechs to it. Your people began gathering allies, buying weapons from Akiyama Genji, buying weapons from Yakuza, preparing to overthrow the Baron. Lord Sung Cho helped us kill your parents, and we would have killed you too if Lord Cho hadn't smuggled you out of the city.
If I knew my parents were turning against the Baron, I probably would have killed them myself. But this is where we're at now. I hope you find satisfaction whatever happens. I'll lift my sword up.
Okay. I mean, you've won on initiative, so
Okay, all right.
first move is yours.
All right, well, I guess we go into it. Can we, rather than me charging to him, can we at least move to the middle of the room?
Yeah, you can both charge
Yeah.
against each other, yeah.
Okay, no worries,
As you both charge together.
okay. All right, so let's see how I go.
It's a +4 for his armor class.
He's what armor class? We took our armor off.
Oh, right. He has an armor class of 9 now, I guess.
Yeah, then I hit him.
Okay, well, that's very unfortunate. Go ahead.
Do you add your strength to fuck, that's my second. Oh, no, it's a 7. No, it's a 1. It's a 1.
No, it's a 1. It's a 1, and
You
that's
add-
bad for you.
Do you add your strength to physical weapons?
All right, let's double check. I have to get to the combat systems. This is exactly what you want to be doing in the middle of a tense, high-profile first combat duel. Is lookup rules.
Nothing more thematic.
If an attack hits, you roll the damage dice associated with that weapon. The only exception, which is combat unarmed, adds the skill level to it. You add the relevant skill bonus to the weapon's hit roll. You don't add it to damage.
Okay. But that's skill bonus. What I'm talking about attribute bonus, but
I don't believe that is it.
okay, no worries. All right.
So what's your total damage?
1 then.
1. Okay.
I roll 1. It's 1. I guess.
You make several slashes at him that he is forced to block and struggle back on, and you can tell that it is putting some strain on his ancient frame to be doing this. Oh, Jesus. Is that going to miss? So your AC is 9, so that's 15. His bonus is +1, +1. Unreal. He actually misses. He is on the back foot, is retreating away from you. You are pushing him back towards the entrance. He makes several weak attempts to break through, like trying to stab you in your foot, essentially. He's trying to get you to direct your attention anywhere away from your core. And at the end of his 6 seconds, he immediately tries to jab for the core, and you like parry the blade away very easily, blade on blade, out of there. He says,
Okay.
That's right. Your parents refused the call of House Nosaki, and Tatsumoto demanded your resources. And yet here you are, living in a house that should belong to the heir of the Nosakis.
Right. And Tsunasagi is the Baron, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and the heir is just returned from abroad.
So, just to be clear, he's implying that Tatsumoto Nosaki, who would be Koji's father, is the one that ordered your house's destruction.
Okay.
And the heir, in that case, would have been Koji, because, you know, he's Tatsumoto's son.
Okay.
Somebody just finished a goal. Oh, fuck. All right.
I hit him.
Okay.
5.
I mean, you don't just hit him. You tell me how you kill him.
I want to. So I think what I want to do is deliver a blow which is ultimately going to be fatal. But that I want to give him the chance to, you know, to say his last words or to end his own suffering. So like it's probably like a cut across his midsection, which, you know, he's going to lose a lot of blood and probably, you know, be partially eviscerated.
Guts.
But
the crotch. You get his artery at the crotch.
Jesus Christ. Why, Brad? Why is this what you're zooming in on with hyper focus?
Yeah. I just had to bring it back around.
Hey, you guys remember that time RoboCop shot a guy in the
dick? It's almost like the first cut of seppuku. You know, so it will invariably be fatal in very short order. But if he has anything else he wants to say, or if he wants to end his own suffering faster, he can.
Okay, I'm gonna make a roll for him. She fails. He does prepare for seppuku. As you have, yeah, I mean, like, he's on his knees. He can barely get up from this. Like, blood is kind of flowing out. He takes to the second sword at his side that is specifically designed to do this, and he looks over at Alouette and Akari, and I think that you would know that it's Alouette's job to go get his sword and then cut this guy's head off if he looks like he's in pain.
Yeah.
So
I'll say Akari.
Yeah, when he looks at me, I know what that means, and I sheathe my sword and let Alouette get up and do what he's supposed to do.
Alouette very slowly goes and gets the sword out in the grass with the dead servants outside, and he just unsheathes it on the spot, like pulls the blade out, leaves the sheath on the ground rather than even pick that up, and then walks slowly inside, making sure to not look at Akari at all, and goes to stand behind his second cousin with several removals. And Takamori says, I would not have honored you thus. You should not have honored me thus. I go to my ancestors with pride. Yours is a family of traitors. And then he goes to cut his own stomach with the second cut, grimaces, and Alouette, too late, cuts his head off and forever immortalizes his grandfather in a grimace of pain. Alouette just drops the sword there and just kind of waits for whatever you guys are going to do to him.
Shotgun to the back. No. I mean, he's got his back turned to me.
Yeah.
But Hiro can see me, and I do the head nod like, you know, he can beat feet. Like,
yeah.
That's the right thing to do, isn't it, at this point? Like, he just gets to walk.
Alouette.
Yes.
Who was the other man? I indicate towards the guy I shot.
It's one of my cousins.
Right, well,
His name was Justin.
do you have a vehicle to take your cousin's plural bodies?
Yeah,
Or do you
we
need a vehicle?
came here in a car.
I wipe my sword blade and sheath it.
We had an insider jam your communications. You may want to reboot and save.
Right. I give him the up nod of get the fuck out of here.
Okay. He looks at his sword as if to say he wants to at least retreat with that.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm not going to stop him.
Then he looks at the Takeda sword as if he wants to grab that as well.
So does this guy has heirs, doesn't he?
He does.
Okay, yeah, it belongs to his
He
son.
grabs the two swords and scrambles out. It is not the most honorable retreat that this house has ever seen.
I stared daggers at him the whole time. He probably doesn't look at me, but he can feel it.
Not the most honorable jewel this house has ever seen either, probably, but
You know, I think
the duel was carried out with honor. It was the getting into the room part that was the problem.
Yeah. See,
I think that's fine too.
If you want to challenge someone to a duel, don't make like a home invader.
Yeah. He could have dueled you easily in so many different other
I'm
circumstances.
sorry. There are much better ways he could have asked for a duel than trying to break into the home after killing a bunch of servants.
What works out so good is Arnsson is a soldier first before he's a mercenary, right? Like he is a frontline mercenary professional warrior. And he's coming from an outside culture, right?
Siegfried
and so
isn't a mercenary. He's a professional soldier whose job it is to hire
he works with
mercenaries.
Yeah,
yes.
Right.
He's
it feels very appropriate for him to have responded in like a super
immediate,
efficient,
overwhelming
tactical manner. Yeah, like absolutely.
Right.
Like this is not a cultural event. This is an engagement, and I'm going to treat it as
would I have
such.
chucked the grenade, or like tactically he would have chucked the grenade and just been done with the fight. But he's also trying to think more like a samurai and carrying honor. So I think that's why I
just want to make it really
bow.
clear: grenades are so deadly in this system.
I know.
You could have missed and killed everyone.
Because if you miss, doesn't it land within like 10 meters or 10 feet or whatever?
It is a 5-meter explosion. Yeah.
It could have gone right in the middle of the table and just killed us three and none of them.
Ironically, it could have killed the whole good guy team and not touched them at all.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't have killed Siegfried and I because we both get to avoid one attack for free each game.
That's right. That's right.
Would have just avoided our own attack. Would have been a big whoops.
Just Akari's dead in the corner. He's like, oh.
I can't believe I had one shot.
I would have gotten Akari and Matsuri. Would have killed both Genjis.
I didn't even hit.
Every Genji dies.
Look, the advantage of killing 6 of my staff is that it reduces my suspect list to who the inside man was.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. I go about unsetting explosives.
Okay. At some point, Poe comes in and starts screaming. He's like, "Oh my God! Everyone outside is dead."
It was Takamoto. Is that right? That's his name.
Takeda. Takamori.
Takamori.
He goes, "Oh my God! His dead body is lying there on the floor."
No. We didn't.
No, he only took the sword. He left the body and the armor.
Yeah.
He just wanted the sword.
Okay. Yeah.
He says, "You haven't been getting any of my calls. There's some sort of jamming on the compound. It's been weird ever since one of the other servants came in earlier, Mitsuhide. He was performing some maintenance on the sensor tower."
Classic.
Yes, Toshio Mitsuhide is his name, the man who performed maintenance on the sensor tower. I recognize
right as the jamming began. He was supposed to be off tonight, but I just figured, maybe he's just a hard worker.
He was supposed to go home with the other servants, but he came in to make sure that everything was going to be right on Planetary Chairman's Day Eve.
Okay.
Despite it being cold outside, he was all sweaty.
Despite it being a national holiday.
Yeah.
What I want to ask was, Was he one of Sun Cho's staff that were put in here, or one of the staff that I picked up later on?
He is one of Sung Cho's staff.
Okay, no worries.
Mr. Mitsuhide.
All right. Well, then, yeah. I mean, I'll tell Poe to tell anyone else that the moment he is to be detained if you've seen, but I imagine he's probably beat feet out of here by now.
He searches the compound but finds nobody. After a few minutes, I feel like the catapult shows up, followed by a couple of Yakuza vehicles who are all honking their horns really loudly, and you can hear someone yelling, "There's a catapult coming!"
That's right. We are aware. This is Arnsson's assistance.
Oh,
I think after the fight, I want to check to make sure Matsuri's okay.
no one was answering the phone.
Yeah.
Like yelling up at the catapult, the phone was jammed.
Can Poe get to work on undoing whatever was done?
Yeah. It's going to take him all night, though.
Yeah.
There's no chairman say E for him. You know, he hates doing stuff. So he's just like, all right, well, it's going to have me up past midnight.
On Christmas Eve.
I guess somebody's got to do it.
I guess Poe's one of those people that isn't happy unless he's unhappy.
Yeah. That reminds me, I'd like to make a roll here real quick.
Okay.
If you have Tech Mech Tech or Tech Aztec.
I don't have either.
Well, just do your best
Roll
then.
On intelligence?
I think Wisdom, actually.
So you mean get it wrong? So I was unsure because wisdom says it's about perception and intuition, and whereas intelligence is more like knowledge. So I dumbfounded wisdom thinking that intelligence. Yeah.
I'll take intelligence. Sure. This is to repair. No.
Nope.
It's going to be another hard year of repairing that mech.
Yeah.
I should have done that at end of year, but I forgot until this very moment when Poe was relevant and snarky. I think we can end up the night right here and do the aftermath in the next episode. But congratulations. Wow, you did flashbang and shoot at least one of them. The story that you engaged in honorable combat will prevent many consequences from rolling back on you. I just need to make some notes about how this ended.
If I had killed them with the grenade before they could announce that it was supposed to be an honorable duel, would anyone else have known that it was supposed to have been an honorable duel?
Yeah, I mean, Takeda isn't acting alone here.
Yeah. But no, we just would have taken their bodies out and buried them somewhere, and then when someone said, "Where are they?" Like, I don't know. They never we got to go have dinner tonight. It was lovely Chairman's Eve, and never saw them. Don't know. Sorry.
You know, I thought I saw them on a hill, but there might have been a weapons misfire.
Talk of who?
You know, an LRM-15 impacted where they might have been standing.
This new arbor I've got. Oh no, it's a family heirloom. Haven't you seen it before?
Yeah. Probably just looks familiar
with the
my
Takeda family colors.
Yeah.
No, they were scorched off in an explosion like months ago.
Yeah.
I am not going to give you identify what happened to your family.
No, I think there's more to it than that, definitely.
There is more to it than that. But I will give you learn the skills you need to run the family because you successfully made your end of the year goal.
Right.
So let's talk about that. I would say that this advances the Draconis Combine, so 200 plus 100. It definitely advances your own clan for another 200 to 500. And I would say it's known to many people, so 600 XP for this.
Okay.
You'll need a new goal next time. Siegfried, you have a goal that says having kids.
Yep.
I'm going to ask you to roll a d20 real quick, and we're going to figure out whether you have had kids.
That is a 10.
I think that'll be pretty good. Let's pull up Endrigan number box here.
Well, Pendragon 10 is you have a child, but the mother dies, I believe.
Oh, Jesus. But he lived a rich life that provides a +1 bonus, right?
Yeah, which I think is they both die 11 for 11.
Okay, you know what? Let's just read the rule book before we freak out. Oh my God! Imagine New Year. She's dead. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this if that's what happens, because I got a lot of shit for it the last time the mother died in childbirth.
I mean, we're a relatively different state of medical technology versus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she's gonna
Pendragon.
die, but you know, we'll talk about. Where are we here? Look. The other thing to recognize, though, is that it does offer dramatic tension. Dramatic. Oh my God, where is the dang end of year rules? This is what happens when we haven't played Pendragon for like 3 months. I don't remember how to use
I got
the
it. So a 10 is no children. 11 is mother and child die in childbirth.
How much is the bonus for Rich?
For living rich is +1.
Okay, so she does end up dying.
Okay.
Well, that is the story of Matsuri. I don't know why I'm laughing. I will offer you the same thing I offer the Pendragon crew, which is the roll can be re-rolled if you would like to age slightly.
What does aging slightly do?
In this game, just advances your age by 1 beyond what you're, like. We'll talk about. I don't think any of you are going to die in your bed, just to be clear. I think the effects might be negligible, but
I'll do a reroll.
okay. I haven't had to account for it yet.
I get a 10 again. Yep.
That's 10 exactly. So
Unbelievable how cursed this is. That's a 1 in 400 chance that this would happen. All right, so I think that
it's just fated to happen. Oh,
I think New Year's maybe sometime in early spring or late winter. You get news that it was a rough birth, and despite all of the best medical technology of the space future, Matsuri dies in childbirth.
11 is both die. 12 is mother dies, child lives.
That's what I said. I said they both died.
I think you said Matsuri dies.
I said Matsuri dies. I said in childbirth. They're both dead. They're dead. It's a very sad ending to this episode. I didn't know we were going to capstone it like this. I thought we were going to ride high on the comedy.
You were just trying to hand it XP, and then suddenly...
I was just trying to give him
just trying to hand out XP.
Just trying to get this
completed a
goal
goal.
done. You fucking re-rolled the roll. What do you want from me, audience?
Yep.
I tried really hard.
Let's hand out some XP.
Starts becoming an alcoholic.
Well, Rad, I can solidly say
I don't even want you to
drop
try and hand out any XP to me. Never mind. I don't even want any.
Rad,
I completed no goals. We're good.
You can drop the get Matsuri hooked up with Arnsson goal as well. I think that one's not going to be completed.
Wait a minute, though. Were they married before she died? Because I have the goal down as get Lord Arnsson a wife. Did he have a wife even for a short amount of time?
Wow. You know what? I'm just going to leave that question up to you.
Can we salvage this situation?
Where's
the silver lining?
Do you want to hand Rad some XP by saying you felt close enough to Matsuri that you were going to get hitched with her?
I think the second he found out she was pregnant, he would have asked her to get married.
All right, so let's
I don't
work
know
out
if we would have gotten married, but
Rad's XP then. I'd say that maybe this advances humanity, getting 2 people to get married and have a kid. I'd say that.
I'm going to say Matsuri dying advances humanity.
No! What the fuck? I'm supposed to be the one that goes as dark as possible, not you.
I was like, she wasn't that bad, Arthur. She's just a hood rat doing hood rat shit.
So 200 for base goal plus 100 for advances humanity. I don't think this advances your house or Baron Koji's. And I would say this was at least known to the nobility. So 500 XP.
Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take half of that.
250.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like, the
The
intent of the goal was to establish a familiar connection. And even though I technically did what I wanted to do, I accomplished that goal, I did not get the result I wanted. So I'm going to neuter my goal XP by half.
That's true. We just killed one of my favorite VTubers here.
I know. I think you had a lot of plans and hopes and dreams for that NPC, and I feel really bad that this happened.
Absolutely cursed.
Yeah, that's really rough, man. I'm sorry.
This has been a wild session, guys.
I'm sorry the dice did that to you.
We're way past the end of session. We're like 40 minutes.
I was really looking forward to character art for that character as well. So
Right.
The dice
there's stuff I had planned on, or not planned, but there's stuff I thought was going to happen that isn't going to happen at all now. But it's okay. I think the last scene we see Arnsson is New Year's Day in the stables looking at Arthas, my son, while drinking whiskey straight from a bottle.
Wow.
it's a real first 10 minutes of Up kind of situation.
Any closing thoughts about this wild fucking episode?
Are you going to want to play this game anymore after this, Arthur? Are we going to come up with like a new...
I think so. I want to play it. The problem is are people going to want to watch it from this point on?
We're going to be transitioning to the Star Wars game on Thursday nights instead? Like, what exactly?
I feel like I'm in a position where I'm going to get shit out by the audience. They're just going to be like, oh, you like killing people's wives, huh? It just keeps happening.
Is there a world where you reconsider this and we retcon it if you come up with an alternative to wife death within the system? Or is that unfair to the guys that already like lost a wife in their game? Like, you tell me, what's best for you, your channel?
People also had this happen to them.
Right.
You know? A beloved character died. It greatly altered the course of the game. The bastardry that has followed as a result of the wife dying has become a very significant plot point. I don't know that I want to reverse this. I do think it's extremely significant, though.
I'm just saying, if you wanted to, I would not be upset by it. Like, I want you to play a game that you are enjoying playing. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't want this to be a down note.
I'm really okay with this. I'm just worried the audience is going to blame me for this.
I see.
But did you know that you can retcon a character death for a $50 donation to Arthur's Patreon?
Oh, please don't.
You know what else is, since you have now the youngest child of the family, you could change the rules for them, because obviously as the youngest child, right, gentlemen of the list, they would possibly have more lenient rules than the older children had, in case you did not want to encounter this again.
We'll see if any of them even get married.
I would throw that out there for your consideration.
You have to realize the devolution of each system, right? Oath of Endosteel, they are high-ranking nobles. You guys are street soldier samurai nobles still. These guys are the sons of nobles who are trying to get married. That's their end goal. Their end game is get married.
They are the Alouettes of this family tree. They're the second cousin removed.
I feel like if there's an epilogue scene, it's definitely December 25th, 8 p.m. at night, and Alouette sends an electronic mail that says, "Are we good?" Question mark to Akari.
I was gonna say it's Alouette buying his dropship ticket, and he just flees world, and he becomes a character on Gentlemen of the List. He ends up on that planet doing shit with those guys.
This is too far in the future. Gentlemen of the List takes place 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. I have written down the following about Alouette. Alouette steals the Kyeda family sword, skips the planet, and runs to the Federated Suns.
Perfect. That is perfect.
I wrote that down when you said he could leave with the sword. I was immediately like, this guy's so fucked.
He's gone. Yeah. So when he sends me a message like, "Are we good?" he's just saying like, "Are you going to chase me?
Yeah.
Because I'm leaving." I don't respond. I'll need time to think on it.
Okay, he'll be
You can
long
send me a
gone
message.
before you
Yeah, he'll
respond.
be- I'll get this number is no longer in service.
Comstar would like to talk to you about upgrading your account.
Yeah.
If you'd like to send a message across planetary borders.
The email you're trying to reach is no longer in the system.
I got a question. Would it be for someone in like Matsuri's position? Would it be appropriate to have like I don't want to say like a state funeral, but to have like a big funeral for?
Yeah, of course. This is an honored cousin of a samurai family.
Could I make one of my goals to have?
Who might willingly show up for that because she is a well-hated individual? That is a question of political obligation.
Okay. Could I make a goal to have a good funeral for, or give her a good send off?
Good funeral. Interesting. That's a great goal.
Okay.
I'm going to make you roll to have that though, just so you're clear.
Yeah, I figured it'd be a roll, and
Okay.
I'm probably going to tank it as well. But
I hope you're good at the bureaucracy.
That'll be a -1.
Well,
all I want to know is if the low-speed, multicolor scooter gang from Boba Fett shows up to the funeral. What are they called in this game? The
Beki Gorozoku kids.
Yeah, those guys. That's how I envision them always. As soon as you describe them to
the
me.
primitive tribes. Yes.
Yeah.
I would say, if you had told me about you're right. It does match. I fucking hate it though. I hated it in Boba Fett, and I hate it now. But yes,
I hate it. Yeah.
The hover Vespas are so goddamn annoying.
I didn't connect that until you described Matsuri as being on like a scooter, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, it's them."
Yeah. I hate it. I hated that. Someone told me that the director of those episodes was the guy who made Spy Kids, which makes a lot of sense.
That tracks. Yeah.
I hate them so much. They could have been much cooler characters without those Vespas, like with their cybernetics. We rarely see that shit in Star Wars, and instead they were just relegated to jumping over roofs.
15 miles an hour. Another squandered opportunity.
Another person in a Star Wars scene running pointlessly nowhere for a solid 3 minutes in the middle of Obi-Wan.
Yep.
All right.
What are the kids into these days? Parkour? All right, put that in everything.
Are we good for next week?
I think so. I might be a little late again, but I should be good.
Okay. And
Next
then the
week is
week after that, I will be gone.
Second.
I will be on vacation.
Yeah, I think I'm good for next week.
Very well. Audience at home, please don't roast me too much. And just remember,
for $50, you can bring your canon character back.
No, don't tell people that. Don't. First off, don't give them that level of hope, because I'm not going to give that to them.
For $25, you can record yourself roasting Arthur, and he'll put it up on his channel.
I would do that. For $25? What a business opportunity.
Yeah.
I could make millions. You rich. That's it. We'll be back next week. Have a good time, Zone.